Hello everyone, welcome back to Matty Reacts, the channel where we take a look at things we've never watched or listened to before. We're taking a look at Idols by Yungblud today, the new album. Now we have listened to a few Yungblud songs recently. Hello Heaven Hello, Lovesick Lullaby and Zombie. Really enjoyed all three. Probably went Hello Heaven Hello, Zombie, Lovesick Lullaby in terms of the order of the ones I listened to. But I do have a copy of the album physically with me, but I'm going to leave it in the shrink wrap. And I'm going to play it on Spotify just because that's a little bit easier for me to sort of figure out, because PCs don't come with CD players anymore, so or disc drive should I say. So yeah, we're going to take a look at the album, see what we think. First up is Hello Heaven Hello, so I might skip past that because I've already covered it on the channel, or I might do a speed up like I usually do with the album stuff. But yeah, let's take a look and see what is going down.
Hello, you're out there.
Oh, what a song, what a song. So that was me re-listening to Hello Heaven Hello. It's still as good as ever, still as good as the first time I heard it. I just think it was a proper standard bearer for this album. And if this album lives up to this song, then it was the right choice. But you kind of can't help but feel like if the album doesn't live up to this song, maybe it was a bad choice to put it out as the first single. Just because potentially that might have set people up to expect a certain thing, and then we might not get it. I personally I think that this album is going to go really well, but I'm biased because I'm a Yungblud fan. Yeah, good song. But we're going to take on what is presumably our first song of the album that we've not heard before, although it is a part one. It's Idols part one, and there is an Idols part two later on. So part of me wonders if this skits. But Yungblud's not done skits before on albums, so I'm hopeful it's a song. So let's skip forward to Idols part one and see what it's got for us. Oh, no lyrics for this one. Very gentle.
All the girls are boys. All the boys are girls.
Okay.
Their silly mothers hide under the covers so they don't see. But it looks like you made them believe. Whatever happened to rivals? Whatever happened to you and me, living like
Okay, this is an interesting song. I'm going to skip back so that I don't miss the start of presumably the chorus. I'm obviously having to sort of listen to the lyrics myself rather than pick them up from the screen. But interesting that you started off with all of the boys are girls, all of the girls are boys. Yungblud has long been an advocate for, you know, people exploring their gender and defining themselves how they want, gender and sexuality. And I feel like this is another sort of hint at that. And I wonder if that's going to be a big theme on the album, is obviously LGBTQIA plus rights, and especially trans rights, have been eroded quite heavily over the past couple of years. People are in power in very important countries that are not doing the right thing for the trans community, to put it, you know, politely. There's a lot blunter ways I could put it. And I don't think we were ever going to get a Yungblud album where he didn't comment on that. Obviously, he's only touching on it so far, but I think it might come up again. In terms of the song itself, I'm not feeling it so far. I mean, we'll see. There's still another 2 minutes, but we'll see. I didn't I didn't like the build into the chorus. The chorus sounds a bit boring so far. I mean, I know I only heard the first line, but fingers crossed the rest of it's really good. I do like the guitar in the background though. Oh, and the guitar there is really nice.
I wear too much makeup to see. You broke all the mirrors in me.
Okay.
And all of the lovers wrap me in the covers so I can't breathe. So beautifully strangled to sleep.
Interesting. It kind of feels like he's talking about past relationships and how uneasy they've made him feel. You know, all of the lovers have trapped him under the covers and he's struggling to breathe. It's like, I don't know. I haven't really got there yet in terms of what this song's trying to say. Whatever happened to Rivals? Or Marvel Rivals? Nice guitar lick. Oh. And that ended really nicely as well, actually. Into you know the layered vocals at the end there, very nice. Yeah, I have a feeling that and Idols Part 2 later in the album are going to be more about setting up the foundations of the meaning of the album rather than being, I don't want to use the term legitimate songs because they are legitimate songs, but it didn't feel like a progression. It didn't feel like it was, you know, Yungblud's talked a lot about, you know, how it's taken a lot to make this album, and that he's sort of grown into it. That didn't feel like it. It felt like it fell back again on the sort of Britpop sound in a lot of ways. They did some cool stuff with, you know, little mini guitar licks in the background that made it sound cool, but it did feel like I was in the late 90s / very early 2000s in terms of the sound of it. And vocally it sounded like they hadn't, he sounded a little bit off, like it didn't, pitch wise. Now I know he's really good at singing live, I've seen him live, but I also know that they've used auto-tune on his songs before, and I don't really understand why neither of those things happened here. I mean, I could be completely mishearing that and it could have been all completely on pitch, but it sounded like, it sounded discordant in my ears. I don't know. Anyway, we're on to Lovesick Lullaby next, which we've already covered, so I will skip most of this or fast forward it or whatever in the edit. Oh, before I do though, the layered vocals went into this track. Okay, that was Lovesick Lullaby again. Again, you wouldn't have seen much of that. But same thing again. We've got Zombie next. I'll play both of them and then I'll talk about both of them before we go into the next new song.
About the pain, I would lie.
Okay, so that was Lovesick Lullaby and then Zombie. Apologies for the slight change in light. I had to open my curtain a little bit just so I can see outside. But hopefully it's not too bad. It doesn't put you off too much. Yeah, I mean, two really good songs. Lovesick Lullaby, I have to be in the right mood for to really appreciate it. But Zombie is just one of those timeless songs, I think. I probably could listen to that any day, in whatever mood I'm in, and still get something out of it. Great song. So now we're going for another new song. And it's called The Greatest Parade. And I'm hoping that he did a song... the Freak Show, I think, on a couple of albums ago, and I'm kind of hoping for something along the same lines as that, because that was a really, really good song. So we're going to play The Greatest Parade now, and hope, fingers crossed, for something really cool.
Wave, you can dance on my coffin.
Oh,
While I sleep, you can tell me you love me, make me a king. All I do is believe you, need your praise. You just ended up laughing in my face, but I won't let you down, my love. You said we are
Okay.
the rain and the wind to the stars and the sun.
okay. Well, I'll first just comment on the fact that he seems to be taking a more rock-based approach to this album. Not saying that his previous albums weren't, but there was a lot of poppy stuff, and this feels like he's really gone back to basics with, you know, picking up the guitar and making the song sound cool on a guitar first, and then worrying about everything else. Yeah, this is a really interesting song. I like the melody of the vocals, but I'm interested in what The Greatest Parade might be.
We are the rain and the wind to the stars and the sun. We're in the greatest parade, the greatest parade, the greatest parade. Wait.
This one kind of sounds Bowie influenced to me. I don't know if anybody else is picking up on that.
Now I think I've forgotten.
I think it's just the way he pronounces words.
Well, can you remind me? Let's write it in the sand. What's a life without meaning? If there's a meaning at all, are we just common believers in the fall? But I won't let you down, my love. You said
Love it when he steps like that.
the rain and the wind to the stars and the sun. We're in the greatest parade,
Love that drum pattern.
greatest parade, the greatest parade. We're in the greatest parade, the greatest parade, the greatest parade. And I know
There we go.
there's no tomorrow.
Ooh.
It's just today. We're in the greatest parade,
Oh, that's good.
greatest parade,
That's really good.
greatest parade, greatest parade.
So straight away, when he attacks a song like this, that's when it steps up for me. So although I was enjoying the sort of Bowie-ishness of it and the fact that it was back to the sort of guitar-based roots, it still wasn't hitting fully with me until he took off there with his vocals. I think he's just so good when he injects that emotion into his voice, and I just don't think he was getting it before that. But yes, definitely the second half of the song, big thumbs up. I know there's no tomorrow, I know there's just today. Okay. Is this going into another song? Okay. Interesting choice to have the end of the vocal on loop fade out there. But hey, I'm not going to say anything about it. Yeah, really interesting track. And I think that was quite clearly about, the greatest parade is life. And, I know there's no tomorrow, I know there's just today. It's very much a case of, live life for the moment, because you don't know if there's going to be a tomorrow. Yeah, I really like that. I think it took a bit of a while to build up. I'm hoping for some more sort of instant gratification songs. But yeah, I think it was better than Idols. I'd probably put it above Lovesick Lullaby, but I still think so far Hello Heaven Hello is my first favourite, then Zombie, then The Greatest Parade, then Lovesick Lullaby, then Idols. That's my thought process so far. Here we go, next one. Change. Said it nearly at the same time then.
Oh, won't you ever stay the same? Oh, daggers in my heart. Almost forgot that I need you. Pain. Oh, won't you heal me with your pain? Slip right into my rubber brain. Almost forgot that I'm with you. And you know that I care for disaster. High or low, the packet of lies. Why I could no longer fold. You're fine fighting it all. And why do you sigh when you're walking up? I need you with wild-faced desire. I'm already shattered state. And I wish you'd stay in my life.
Very dramatic. Lots of strings.
Another place to start. I'll never forget that I need you.
This is very late 90s, early 2000s as well.
Ready to go, but there's no change. Who do you really admire? Take it on the chin. When all you wanted to do was just be a clown. Well, so did I, yes. I'll follow your side. And you know that I care for disaster. High or low, the packet of lies. Why I could no longer fold. You're fine fighting it all. And why do you sigh when you're walking up? I need you with wild-faced desire.
Yeah, I think I'm getting sort of Manic Street Preachers, A Design for Life vibes from this song. It doesn't sound exactly the same, but that's what I got from when it felt really dramatic just after that. Anytime they really roll out that guitar. Okay, this is a very different album for Yungblud. Yeah, I think they're songs that are more growers than instant hits. For a lot of them, I feel like I'm going to come back to these in a week and find them a lot better than I do now. That's not to say it's a bad album so far. It's a really nice album so far. It's just I'm not getting that instant dopamine hit that his earlier albums, or some of his earlier albums at least, have given me. But we've still got some time. We've got no more songs that we've heard before, and we've still got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 songs. I think that for me, I need to see some improvement in terms of the songs for it to be my taste. So fingers crossed the next one gets one, which is Monday Murder. Sounds like it'll be good. Yeah, that 80s Cure kind of sound. Come on, be a good one, please, please, please.
Lay down your guns. You shine with effervescent light. Just take your time. Sleepwalk until the sunrise.
Nice, beautiful lyric, vocals.
Just another day to die. Monday murder. Lay down English roses. Monday murder. Watch the world go by. Monday murder. Watch the world go by.
Yeah, I like the sound of this one a lot more than some of the other songs. Very bright guitar tone. But it does feel, it feels like he's really exploring that sort of more restrained, lower part of his voice, of his range, should I say. And again, it's not that that part of his range is bad. It's just I like him because I know what he can do when he really lets go. And there's only really been, aside from the ones we've already heard, there's only really been half a song that he's done that in so far.
So long, explode into the skies. Sing your war song. We'll fight for a beautiful life. Monday murder. Just another day to die. Monday murder.
Those background lyrics are instantly much better than the lead ones. Not better, but more what I want.
Watch the world go by. Monday murder. Watch the world go
Okay, yeah. I felt a lot more impressed by that song than the previous new songs. Okay, we've got Ghosts next. A slower one.
I see the distant smoke across the waterway and swim 1,000 miles just to hear you say the words that never come when you need them most to dry your eyes out.
Yeah, this is good.
Is it your mother's tongue or your father's ghost? Remember sticks and stones and how they broke your bones. Pain is how you learn, boy, you learn a lot when they hit you in the face and you begged them all to stop until you rose up again and you tried your best to surrender, bow down your head. Then you looked up to the sky and said, my God, what a beautiful scene. Now I know what you mean. Wanna stay here forever.
Really
God, what a beautiful
bright
scene.
guitar tone again.
Now I know what you mean. You're my gateway to heaven.
Yeah, he's taken a very different approach on this album. I think he is trying to make, how do I put it? Because it's not meant to be offensive, but some people might find it offensive. I think he's trying to make crossover music, by which I mean, I would say he's come up as being known as this little emo pop punk pop kid, and he's trying to move into this era, or this area of genre, which is, I think, aimed at a different audience than he's ever really aimed for before. And I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or this is just how his music taste has shifted. I mean, you can clearly hear influences that he's cited for years, so I don't think he's making the influences up, but I think it's the first time he's really making music that sounds like a lot of these bands, because there's a lot of indie rock and alt rock, and there was some classic rock in Hello Heaven Hello, and there's a lot of alternative guitar based music genres being sort of mashed into this, and it's just, it's a really interesting take. I can see why he said that it will be a very different album. This song is 6.5 minutes, by the way.
From underneath the dust, you see the curtain call. Come better watch another generation stall to the hands of greed that will take it on, cut your heart out. See the face in the shadow, just a thread in the seams. We'll be ghosts by tomorrow, just a day in a dream. But you're
Ooh.
right,
We'll be ghost by tomorrow, just a day in a dream.
and the fire against the surrender.
Very philosophical, very deep.
Don't wait, just look up to the sky and say, my God, what a beautiful scene. Now I know what you mean. Wanna stay here forever. God, what a beautiful
Lovely chorus as well.
Now I know what you mean. You're my gateway to heaven. God, what a beautiful scene. Now I know what you mean. Wanna stay here forever. God, what a beautiful scene. Now I know what you mean. You're my gateway to heaven. Gateway to heaven. You're my
Yeah.
gateway to heaven. Gateway to heaven.
All right. Some more 80s influence there. Lovely synth. Yeah, this, you can tell that this is got a lot of similarities to Heaven Hello Heaven, hello, heaven, hello, heaven, hello. In terms of switching up the songs, but the kind of switches that it's making is very much, similar sort of 80s classic rock with synths changes. I like it. More strings. He's really into his strings on this album. Yeah, I could tell they were going to do something there. That rising guitar, though. Come on, big end him. Oh, very nice. Oh, a time signature change, I think. Oh, I need to hear that note again. I need to. Here we go. I'm sorry, I'm not saying much. I'm just taking all this in. It's building. It's got loads of layers. This is by far the best new song from this album we've heard so far today. Oh yeah, very good. I like that one. Ghosts. I think probably. Ooh, do I prefer that over Zombie or not? I think I still prefer Hello Heaven Hello as number one, and then it's either Ghosts or Zombie as number two. I think, and then the other one is number three. Obviously, that's my top three so far. I am going to have to stop recording for now though, because this room is so hot and I need to open the windows and put the fan back on, which I can't do when I'm recording. But also, I'm recording it on my lunch break from work, and I've got to go back and do some actual work. So yeah, thank you for listening to the first half, and then I'll probably be back, likely wearing a different shirt, and this Spotify window capture will probably be a slightly different shape because I won't be able to get it the same again. But yeah, we'll come back and do the second. Well, it's less than half. It's only 4 more songs. We'll come back and do the last 4 songs, and then we'll do an overview of the album the next time that I can find time to react. I'm hoping later today, but it might have to not be, because it is my wife's birthday today as well, so I do have to spend some time with her tonight. Happy birthday, by the way, if you're watching. Hello everybody, I'm back with a different top on as promised, and we're going to do the last 4 songs from the Yungblud album. Now, it has been a week since I listened to the first just over half of the album, so I'm going to listen to the last few and just see where we get to with all of this. But yeah, I just want a little bit more, so let's see what we get with the next one, which I believe is called Fire.
Pretty girl, would you like to spend the day with me? We could run the world. Who knows tomorrow what will be? Fire.
Oh, nice.
Would you like to spend the day with me? Fire. Fire. Would you like to spend the day with me? Hey, MC boy, don't you know that violence is a choice?
These verse bits sound a little bit Oasis-y.
With your toys, shout through all the silence, fill the noise.
It might just be the sort of nasal quality is putting on this one.
I think you should spend the day with me. Fire, fire. I can use you spend the day with me. When you feel like you're breaking alive, and you're calling all words that you hide. I've been running for most of my life, so I know that I'll find you by my side.
Ooh, that's a nice drum pattern. Okay, what did we think about that one? Too short. I thought it was a more interesting song than some of the ones we listened to earlier in the album. You could definitely again hear the Oasis influences in that, which he's never been shy about his sort of Britpop influences, and I think you can hear them in this song. I would say a top half of the album song. I wish it was a little bit longer. I wish he'd put a bit more into it, but all in all, a good song. Right, what have we got next? War. Oh, and this sounds like it's going to be a fun one. Really odd sounding guitar tone.
Everybody loves the way you are,
Quite like it though. It's a bit different.
but you don't let 'em look inside you, do ya? I wish I could have been a better scar for you, for you. For every time I tried to speak,
Do like that line, I wish I could have been a better scar. So I'm presuming this song's going to be a beat, something along the lines of, I'm part of your past and I caused this scar and I wish I could have been a better scar, as in a scar that left better memories, not a better scar as in I wish I'd hurt you more. That'd be crazy. But yeah, very interesting.
it's another wasted breath without you, and just another drop of blood I bleed for you, for you. But I wanna be a fake,
Having said that,
be a liar. I wanna be the one to lay you down.
maybe then this is about that. Maybe when he says I want to be a better scar for you, maybe he really does mean I wish I'd made you hurt more. Because now he's gone on to say I want to be a liar, I want to be the one to let you down. Maybe the war is that this song is named after is a war that he wants to win by any means necessary.
I cover up my face, I try to get thought we were the same.
Oh, we're back to that guitar tone again. Sounds a bit like a dog howling.
And did you see the beauty in the fall? Does it make you happy when I break down? We start a revolution and we stop again, again, again. But I wanna be a fake, I wanna be a liar, I wanna be the one to lay you down. I cover up my face, I try to get inspired, but every time I do, you turn around.
Ooh, that note. He's so good at hitting those high notes. I think that's one of the things that I'm enjoying less about this album is I don't think he's going to that place often enough. And yeah, you don't want to be a one-trick pony and only be known for reaching those high notes, but more songs could have done with them, I think. Yeah, really interesting song, I thought. I think it's a more pensive song. It's more of a thinker song. You have to sort of really pay attention to it. I really like the guitar tone. I've mentioned that a couple of times. It sounds a bit like a dog, a sad dog. Maybe that goes along with the theme as well. Like obviously it was a song called War, and it was clear that the two people that were being spoken about in the song were not on good terms. So maybe the dog's sad because its owners aren't on good terms. You don't know. Or maybe it's nothing to do with the dog at all. I'm just making that up like a weirdo. It could also be that. Yeah. So I think next we've got Idols Part 2. Let's see what the second namesake of the album sounds like.
Idols on the wall, edges cracked and all. Do they know the truth? Down the wishing well, you can't help yourself. Did they take the pennies out?
Why did the melody there remind me a bit of Taylor's Oldest Time from Beauty and the Beast? It doesn't actually. I don't think it sounds anything like it, but for a second, I just got the hint of it. Very weird.
Only you will know what it's like to be alone when it's all you think about. You can't go back to the start. Come back in the dirt of your heart. But idols of your own creation, that's where your imagination starts. So you fell and caught hard. All your dreams are shot.
Oh, I don't like the way he pronounced hurt then. It's like he was trying to force it to rhyme with starts and dark. Just say it normally. If it doesn't rhyme, it doesn't rhyme. I'd rather you do that than force the rhyme.
In the dark, you drew yourself a set of prison bars on your painted scars. They'll see you the way that you are.
And straight into Supermoon, the last song on the album. And it did go straight through as well. I had a feeling it might.
All you are is a self-fulfilling prophecy, products of your own temptation. Live in your imagination. All you are is a self-inflicting odyssey. Tell me what inspires you lately, and maybe I'll remember you vaguely. Yeah, Superman, Supermoon. Tell me what inspires you lately, and maybe I'll remember you vaguely. 'Cause they won't ask if you're feeling strong enough.
Oh, okay.
'Cause they won't ask, they don't know what it is that they love any more than you do. So don't be sad, don't be sad. All you are is a self-fulfilling prophecy, products of your own temptation. Live in your imagination. All you are is a self-inflicting odyssey. Tell me what inspires you lately, maybe I'll remember you vaguely. Yeah. Superman, Supermoon. Tell me what inspires you lately.
Okay, this song, I liked it when he went to the high notes. As I've said a few times in this video, this song, it sounds a bit Bowie-ish. And I think there was a song earlier in the album that I said I could hear the influence of Bowie in. And I think influence is fine. But I kind of get the feeling that on this one he's trying to be Bowie. The way he's inflecting his voice, it just sounds very, very Bowie-ish. And I can't really put it into words why I don't think it's working. But I'll try. And I don't think it's working because I think it's too purposeful. I think if you make a song and it happens to sound like your idols because you listen to them and they're naturally going to sort of, seep into your creative output, that's fine. But I think I just feel that like this song is him going, right, I'm gonna write a song and I'm gonna try and sound like Bowie when I sing it, and it just doesn't sit quite where I want it to sit as a song. But maybe the last half of the song will be better.
Maybe I'll remember you vaguely. They won't ask if you're feeling strong enough. They won't ask, they don't know what it is that they love any more than you do. So don't be sad, don't be sad. So alive when you're dead. Yeah. So alive when you're dead. You're ready to go. Ready where you wanna go. They won't ask if you're feeling strong enough. They won't ask, they don't know what
Very nice.
it is that they love any more than you do. So don't be sad, don't be sad.
Okay. Okay. I think I've made my thoughts quite clear on that song, so I don't think I need to go through that again. I think, okay, the album as a whole, what do I think? I think that if it was a new artist that I was listening to and this was what I was presented with, um, I would think, yeah, it's pretty good for a decent, a debut album from someone I'm not used to, someone that's new to the business. That's not to say I think it's a bad album. When I say it would be good if it was someone new to the business, I think Yungblud has clearly gone down quite a different road with the creation of this album than he has done in his previous ones. In all honesty, I don't think there's enough Yungblud in it. I think this is a Dom album. I don't think this is a Yungblud album, which is fine. But it's just not what I was expecting, and I don't want it to come across like I'm hating on the album or the man behind it, because I think it's been clear from my reactions to some of the songs that I've not been as impressed as I have done with previous albums. But I'm going to give it some time. I'm going to come back to it. Give it a couple of weeks, try a few more listens. The singles, top notch. I'll come back to the singles all the time. Now, what I will say, this is a 2-part album. This is the first album, Idols, and there is another album, and I don't know if it's being called Idols Part 2 or if it's got a different name, but they're just linked. And I think that's coming a bit later in the year. So we are going to have another album's worth of material to listen to, and it could be that all of the things that I commented on about what put me off this album a little bit will be remedied in the next album. I think it's already recorded, so it could be that this is a more introspective. It's like he's trying to be more grown up with this album, and I hope that he just lets his inner child out a bit with the second half. And I'll probably do what I do for a lot of artists who do multi-part albums, like when Green Day did Uno Dos Tres, or Uno Dos Tres, I should say. There was probably an album's worth of good songs on those 3 albums, so I just put the songs I liked in one playlist. And I'll probably do the same with this album and the second part of the album, because I think if you can get 5 or 6 good tracks on the next part of the album, I can find 4 or 5 ones on this one that I really liked, and I think you get a much better album out of it. But we'll have to wait and see what the second album sounds like before I can confirm that. But yeah, overall, I'm a big Yungblud fan. I've been to see him live a few times. I went to the first Bloodfest. I have liked almost every album he's done, and almost every single he's done. And I feel like it just lost a bit of him in this one. It's a shame, and I'm sorry to all the other Yungblud fans that might watch this and think, what does he doesn't know what he's talking about. Because I think he's a great musician. I think he's a great person. I think he's a great ambassador for the people that he tries to represent. I think he stands for the right things. We'll see what part 2 of the album brings. But yeah, thank you for dropping by, and I'll see you again for another reaction video very soon.